Hello everyone, welcome to Maths Bridge. Train and learn. UML building blocks, things in UML. Let's get started. In today's agenda, we are going to walk through with you characteristics of UML, conceptual modeling, UML conceptual models, things in UML, structural things, grouping things, annotational things and behavioral things. Without further delay, let's get into details. UML to visualize systems. A UML diagram is a way to visualize system and software architecture. A software programmer creates UML diagrams to understand the designs, code architecture, and proposed implementation of a complex software systems. UML diagrams are also used to model workflows, business processes. Coding can be a complicated process with many interrelated elements, are often thousands of lines of the programming language that can be difficult to understand at first glance. A UML diagram simplifies this information into visual reference that's easier to understand. It uses a standard method for writing a system model and capturing conceptual ideas. Let's look at few characteristics of UML. UML is a generalized modeling language. It is distinct from other programming languages like C++, Python, Java, etc. It is used to visualize the workflows of the system. It is related to object-oriented analysis and design. It is a pictorial language used to generate a powerful modeling artifacts. Conceptual modeling. We can think of classes, objects, abstraction, inheritance, polymorphism, encapsulation in object-oriented programming and analysis. Let's look at one by one in brief. Class is a software blueprint for objects. A class represents a collection of objects having a same characteristics properties like variables and methods that exhibits a common behavior. A object is a real world entity. There are many objects present within a system, right, in a single system. It is a fundamental building block of UML. What is meant by abstraction? Abstraction is a process of portraying the essential characteristics of an object to the user while hiding irrelated information. It is used to emphasize the functioning of an object. Inheritance is the process of deriving a new classes from the existing one. We can also say identification of subclasses can be done through the inheritance. Polymorphism, on the other hand, is a mechanism for representing objects having a multiple forms used for different purposes. Polymorphism is particularly effective while implementing inheritance. Encapsulation binds the data and object together as a single entity, enabling tightly coupling between them. It permits the elements of the class to be accessed from outside only through the interfaces provided by that class. Conceptual model of UML. UML describes real-time systems. It is important to make a conceptual model and then proceed step by step. A conceptual model of UML can be mastered by UML building blocks, rules to connect the building blocks, and a common mechanism of UML. Let's look at a conceptual UML model. We have a building blocks, rules, and common mechanisms. What is meant by building blocks? We have things like a structure, behavioral, grouping, and annotation. We also have a relationships among the things or entities like association, dependency, generalization, and realization. We represent a system using diagrams. We have a class diagrams, object diagrams, use case diagram, sequence diagram, collaboration diagrams, state chart diagrams, activity diagrams, and deployment diagrams. We have a rules for names, scope, visibility, integrity, and execution. A common mechanisms which we use in conceptual UML model are for specifications, adornments, common divisions, and extensibility. Things in UML. We have a structural things, we have behavioral things, we have grouping things, we have annotational things. Classes, interfaces, collaborations, use case, components, and nodes are structural things. Interaction, state machines and its states are behavioral things. Packages for the grouping in UML. Nodes are the annotations. Let's look at structural things. Structural things are nouns of UML models. These are mostly a static part of a model, representing elements that are either conceptual or physical. Class contains attributes and methods, also known as operations. A class represents a set of objects having a similar responsibilities. This is how we represent. Let's look at use case. Use case represents a set of actions performed by the system for a specific goal, represented as an ellipse with a name inside. Components describes a physical part of the system. Interface. Interfaces define a set of operations that specifies the responsibility of a class. Collaboration defines interaction between elements. Group of responsibilities are in group. Node can be defined as a physical element that exists at runtime. Grouping and annotational things. Packages under grouping things, nodes under annotational things. This is how we represent packages and nodes. Package notation is used to wrap the components of the system. Nodes are to describe, illuminate, and remark about any element in a model. Let's look at an actor. Actor is used in the use case to describe the internal or external entity to the system. Let's look at behavioral things. Behavioral things are the dynamic parts of UML models. These are the verbs of a model, representing a behavior over time and space. Two primary kinds of behavioral things: interactions and state machines. Interaction is a behavior that comprises a set of messages exchanging among a set of objects or the roles within a particular context to accomplish a specific purpose. This is how we represent. Let's look at a states and state machines. A state machine is a behavior that specifies the sequence of states an object or an interaction goes through during its lifetime in response to events, together with the response to those events. State machine involves number of other elements, including states, transitions, events, and activities. Grouping things. Grouping things are the organizational part of an UML model. These are the boxes into which a model can be decomposed. There is one primary kind of grouping thing, namely packages. A package is a general purpose mechanism for organizing the design itself, as opposed to a classes, which organize the implementation construct. A structural things, behavioral things, or even other grouping things may be placed in a package. Unlike components, which exist at runtime, packages are purely a conceptual, meaning that is exists only in development time.
Thanks for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, click on the bell icon and please leave the comment. Happy learning. Thank you. Stay tuned to the upcoming sessions.